I've always been that fan that said, let Tank Lawrence go, let D-Law go, because I remember when it was time for him to get that deal. Khalil Mack had got the deal first, and then they was talking about, he wanted a deal like, Khalil. Man, I was on Twitter all day talking about, man, let that dude go, just let him go, because I just didn't see him making big plays in big games. You know what I mean? I never saw him making big sacks. That will warrant that type of contract. And I'm not just saying that now because he going to Seattle and you heard what he said to the reporter, but no, seriously, I've been one of the ones banging on the table saying let that dude go because I just thought he was more talk than it. I felt like in the big games he didn't make no plays. I mean, you giving the guy $100 million, and at the end of the day, all fans can tell you about is him stopping the run. Now, of course, stopping the run is very important. You know what I mean? You need a guy that can stop the run, but at the end of the day, you need them to be able to make a game-changing play in the playoffs as well. And Tank just didn't do it for me. So I mean, him saying what he said today is just it's a lot of truth to that as far as how the Joneses them operate and stuff like that. But I just never was on board like a lot of fans was with giving them that type of deal because like I said, at the end of the day, when you give a guy that type of contract, they have to be to make plays in the postseason, and they got to be able to make game changing plays at the end of games. And you just didn't see that from a standpoint of a strip sack. You know what I mean? Something like that from Lawrence. I just felt like he was more talk and more bark than anything than anybody on this team for a decade. You know what I mean? Um, so good for him. He was able to get another deal before he possibly retired. But man, I've been one. You can check my Twitter. I've been one that I always said let that man go because he just didn't want what he was asking for. I mean, like I said, stopping the run is critical. It is important part of football, but I just thought that it has to be something to go along with it when you getting that type of money. I mean, Cowboy fan asked Dak for to do this and do that, but like I said, they never talk about the defensive players and what they do in these games. They haven't been impacting these games, and Tank has been one of the guys, even though he's been one of the highest paid on the football team. It just didn't come with what you thought it would have come with, in the postseason or at the end of games. You want to see sacks.